$5,634.44 stimulus checks for Social Security. So if you collect Social Security, SSI, SSDI, retirement, or maybe you don't, but you're interested in stimulus checks, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. Now, shout out to my community, the members of my channel, because this was actually requested and assembled by them. And I got to say, we have the most brilliant community here on the Ram Fam channel, the Steve Ram channel, because what they have assembled is absolutely incredible. Wait till you see some of the things that have been suggested here. Now, what they said we do is we take a look at the $400 billion that is left over from previous stimulus packages. I'll let you know here on the channel, there's leftover remaining funds. Unused, untouched. This is not new funds to be sent out. This is remaining from previous ones that was meant to go out to help the American people. Now, right now at this present time, Congress is talking about rescinding it, taking it back. But we have some suggestions here on the channel and some ways that it could help out the people. And we're talking well over $2,000, even more than double. Wait till you see these numbers and how they were calculated. And like I said, absolutely brilliant, incredible. Shout out to the Ram Fam. Now, if you want to join, all you got to do is hit the join button and you can help me assemble some of these ideas and things. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And also, if you want to stay up to date on everything that's going on, I'll let you know about stimulus, Social Security, Congress, the economy, politics, so you know what's taking place. All you got to do is very quickly hit the subscribe button, totally free if you just want to subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And if you appreciate the updates, do me a quick favor, just takes a second, smash the like button. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you so much. And also, stick around to the end because right now we're in the middle of debt ceiling negotiations that are vital to be taken care of between President Joe Biden and also Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. They are not seeing eye to eye. We've got to resolve this or we will have for the first ever in our history a U.S. default that will be devastating for our economy. And we're hearing that we are on the brink of an epic recession. And we're actually hearing stimulus checks starting to pop up more and more in discussions because even though the state of the pandemic we're hearing has come to an end, the declaration for state of emergency has subsided and stimulus checks for pandemics may be over. They're now saying we are on the brink of stimulus checks for recessions. Now, we will see. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But you guys, I want to get you caught up on what we have remaining here and some of the ideas coming up that could help out Social Security and all the people of the U.S. with an excess of $400 billion. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so we're going to be going through 3 scenarios of how we could tap into this money to help out the American people. Now, first, to lay the foundation, let's get an idea of Social Security and how many people are actually receiving it and how far this money potentially could go to help out people on Social Security, and then a couple of other ideas to help out everybody else as well. Now, first off, here is a monthly statistical snapshot of Social Security. This is for March of 2023, and this includes everybody. Take a look. All beneficiaries. There is 70,992,000 people that collect Social Security. That includes retirement, SSI, SSDI. And you can see ages 65 and older, 53 million. Disabled or under the age of 65, about 11,900,000. And other, 5,700,000 people. So almost 71 million people at this time in the United States collect some form of Social Security. Now that we have that in mind, if we take a look at the $400 billion that's left over in stimulus funds and we divide that by this 70,992,000, what do we get? We could get potentially stimulus checks to everybody that's on Social Security of $5,634.44. How does that sound? Now, that is a hefty stimulus check, and I had a lot of people tell me that would be huge if they were on Social Security and they could receive that. Now, here's the other issue is that there's other people as well that have low income, and there's also concerns about the debt. So some of the people in the membership said, we don't even necessarily need all of that. Even half of that I would be happy with. So let's talk about scenario 2. So scenario 1 is take all the money, give it to everybody on Social Security, and they can get in excess of $5,000 checks. But let's talk about scenario 2. Now, the second scenario that was mentioned was let's take the $400 billion and cut it in half, because a lot of them said they would be happy with even half of that. Let's cut it in half, give $200 billion to go out to those that collect Social Security. That means that they would get checks $2,817.22. And then, what if we gave everybody in the nation that received the stimulus checks from before checks again. Now, how far would $200 billion go? Well, if we take a look at the previous stimulus checks, we can see the amounts, and it turns out I did some calculations. If we based it upon the second stimulus checks that went out where everybody got a single amount of $600, well, everybody could get a check of $727 with $200 billion that went out. That's individuals and their dependents as well. And in addition to that, that's assuming that every single person that collects Social Security got another check as well. So that would mean that across the board, some of the people on Social Security, they could get up to $3,544 as well. So everybody gets a $727 check, and then Social Security people could get that check plus $2,817. Now, I'm well aware of the fact that a lot of people on Social Security did not get those checks, so I understand. So let's also start up a third scenario. And let's just say that everybody that gets that Social Security check of $2,817, that they only get that, and then they're excluded from the remaining $200 billion. Well, as we mentioned, there's almost 71 billion people collecting. And it turns out that if we do our research, there was 162 million people in the United States that collected stimulus checks. Now, if we took out 70 million people, that means that there's 91 million people remaining that could get a check. And that would mean that everybody collecting Social Security could get that $2,817 check for half of the $400 billion. But that means that the remaining people, 91 million people in the United States, could get another stimulus check of $2,197. That's right. And that is if we cut things down, so we excluded about 70,000 people in Social Security, assuming, again, that they would have got a check, even though I know a lot of them did not. So with that in mind, if we figure out a way to target the low income and the people that need this the most, this money still could go pretty far. And I think that this is absolutely incredible. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think might be the best scenario for this money? Should we do scenario one? Give everybody on Social Security a $5,634.44 check and say, here you go, because some of the previous rounds you got left behind, you got forgotten. They're on these fixed incomes and inflation is killing them. This would be a huge help if we did this. Or scenario two, where we take the money, split it in half, give half to Social Security, and then give the half to everybody. And some people on Social Security might get a second check as well. Or do we split it in half, give half to Social Security, make sure nobody on Social Security gets a second check, and then give out another almost $2,000 to everybody else? Let me know your thoughts, but these are some of the ideas that the community came up with that I thought was absolutely brilliant. And these are some of the ways that we could take some of the leftover money and help the people, not just rescind it or take it back. And again, this is not new spending. This is money that came out from previous packages that's just sitting there in a bank account for the federal government doing absolutely nothing. Now, like I said, in addition to that, we're hearing that a recession is going to be coming here very soon, and stimulus checks for the recession, they might be coming here very soon. We don't realize how bad this is going to get, but in addition to that, if they do not figure out this debt ceiling crisis that we're currently in, we already hit the debt ceiling, now we're waiting for the X date, the time when the United States is going to default on its debt, potentially for the first time ever in history. If they do not resolve this, we're going to need some checks here soon because things are going to get bad. So they are in the middle of negotiations right now. And we just had last week Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy come out with his bill, his proposal on how to fix things. We've already heard from President Joe Biden saying, no, I am not interested in fixing any of that with you right now. We are not going to see eye to eye on this. And he said there's no way we're going to be making cuts to any programs or any slashing of any kind. So we're going to be seeing, because we are yet to see some sort of proposal from the Biden administration that even comes close to where Kevin McCarthy and the Republicans are. So we will see, because if they do not agree upon this very soon, there is a whole lot at stake. But you guys, I will keep you up to date every step of the way so you know what's going on. And if you want to check out that video, be sure to check it out right here next. And like I said, more content coming to keep you up to date. With that being said, let me know your thoughts on the stimulus checks, Social Security, and I'll keep you up to date, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. This is Steve.